Today's headlines. Malacanang vows to defend the proclamation to extend martial law in Mindanao before the Supreme Court. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council reports about 2.1 billion pesos worth of damage caused by Typhoon Urduha. 19 more persons are hurt by firecrackers in the latest monitoring by the Department of Health. And actress Liza Soberano tops a social media group's list of the 100 most beautiful faces of 2017. Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. Malacanang dismissed allegations of declaring martial law forever as it stood firm in its proclamation to extend its duration over Mindanao. The palace maintains that continued martial rule in Mindanao is legal and justified. Here is our report.
Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque stressed that Malacanang is ready to defend the extension of martial law before the Supreme Court. Roque says the executive already has the legislative backing to extend martial law in Mindanao. Congress overwhelmingly approved by a 240-27 vote the further extension of the proclamation of martial law. Roque said legal and factual basis of the martial law extension have been clearly established based on the security assessment by the military. The statement came following opposition lawmakers from the House of Representatives filing of a petition before the Supreme Court questioning the constitutionality of the extension. Roque dismissed allegations that the proclamation may lead to extension in perpetuity of martial law. He said the opposition's arguments are only surmises and conjectures and not supported by law and the Constitution. He added that martial law in perpetuity is a scenario that neither the President, Congress, nor the Supreme Court will allow, as it is patently unconstitutional. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Philippine Cervantes.
Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said pursuing peace negotiations with the CPP-NPA-NDF in 2018 is unlikely due to betrayal by the communist group. The government has an existing holiday truce with the CPP-NPA which will stay until the new year. However, 2 incidents of harassment and aggression by communist rebels were reported in Davao Oriental on December 25. Roque said, should the rebels engage government forces despite the ceasefire, the latter would not be condemned for defending themselves. Achievement of peace has been one of the goals that President Duterte vowed to pursue within his term. While he has called off talks with the communists, he has not given up on peace process with the Moro Islamic Liberation Front and the Moro National Liberation Front. As one of his centerpieces during the campaign, Duterte pledged to work for the Bangsamoro Basic Law passage. The House of Representatives adopted a resolution seeking to increase the travel allowance of government officials and workers from 800 to 2,000 pesos. Government officials and employees are given 800 pesos for travel allowance regardless of rank and destination. ABS Party List Representative Eugene Michael De Vera cited the need to restructure the system of allocating allowances due to adjustments in the value of the Philippine peso. The proposed travel allowance will consist of hotel and lodging worth 1,000 pesos, meals for 600 pesos, and 400 pesos for incidental expenses. De Vera said the government must provide travel allowances that are sufficient for their duties and responsibilities and equivalent to the nature of the travel. S&P Global Ratings improved its growth forecast of the Philippine economy's growth. Malacanang says the figure is within the administration's target as it credited electronics exports in the increase in growth. Here is our report.
Malacanang welcomed the latest outlook of S&P Global Ratings on the country's growth for 2017, saying it is within the government's target range of 6.5 to 7.5%. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said the 0.2% growth is attributed to the country's electronics-driven export boom that started in the third quarter of 2017. The country's total merchandise exports for January to October 2017 was valued at $53.11 billion compared to $47.55 billion in the same period last year. Electronic products, the country's top merchandise export sector, grew double digits at 10.65% from January to October 2017. The semiconductors subsector contributed a 72% share to electronics and nearly 37% share to total exports. Apart from electronic products, Roque said robust export growth has also been observed in a broad range of non-electronics product sectors. These include machinery and transport, coconut products, processed food and beverages, forest products, mineral products, non-metallic mineral manufacturers, as well as design-driven products including garments, furniture and fixtures, ceramic tiles and decor, among others. For the same period, the total non-electronics export receipts amounting to $26.14 billion likewise grew double digits at 12.77%. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
The Bureau of Fire Protection has suspended its search and retrieval operation inside the NCCC Mall in Davao City due to some explosions. Davao City Fire Marshal Fire Superintendent Hani Fritz Alagano reported that an explosion took place inside the mall on the morning of December 27. She said there are some portions that are dangerous for the team because of the debris falling inside the building. Alagano said they may resume anytime depending on the assessment of the ground commander of the team. Based on their investigation, the fire originated at the furniture section at the third floor of the mall. The fire incident has recorded 1.6 billion pesos worth of estimated cost of damage. Still to come, the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council reports about 2.1 billion pesos worth of damage caused by Typhoon Urduha. Malacanang expresses its trust in former Customs Commissioner and new Civil Defense Deputy Administrator Nicanor Feldon. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Liwanag ng araw, muli nang sumisika. Dilim ng kahapoy tuluyan ng napapawi. Dito sa Barangay Sagnusongan sa lungsod ng Marawi, maginhawang bukas ay ibabangon muli. Dito sa Barangay Sagunsongan, itinatayo ang transitory shelters para sa mga kababayan natin naging biktima ng kaguluhan. Sa pakikipagtulungan ng Housing and Urban Development Coordinating Council, National Housing Authority at Department of Public Works and Highways sa ilalim ng Task Force Bangon Marawi, katuwang ang Local Government of Marawi City, Lanao del Sur Provincial Government at ARMM Government.
Ang temporary shelter, ito ay bibigyan ng prioridad. Unang-una, yung mga tao na wala nang matutuluyan. Sabihin, wala silang babalikan na bahay. Pangalawa, yung mga tao na nakatira sa mga danger zone, yung mga malapit sa ilog, yung nasa ilalim ng tulay na hindi na pwedeng bumalik.
Aabot sa 500 na transitory shelters ang unang ipapamahagi. Alinsunod sa layunin ng ating pamahalaan na maisaayos ang pamumuhay ng mga kababayan nating naipit sa kaguluhan, hindi lamang kabahayan ang itatayo, kundi isang komunidad ang isisilang, itatatag at pagtitibayin. Ang Task Force Bangon Marawi, katuwang ang mga ahensyang miyembro nito, ay may mga nakaangklang programa gaya ng pagpapatayo ng mga establishmentong may kaugnayan sa paghahatid ng mga pangunahing pangangailangan tulad ng moske, madrasa, temporary learning spaces, healthcare centers, wet and dry market, livelihood center, PNP barangay outpost at transport terminal.
The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council reported about 2.1 billion pesos worth of damage caused by Typhoon Urduha. Assistance has also been extended to affected families. Here is our report.
Damages caused by Urduha to agriculture and infrastructure in 5 regions have reached 2.1 billion pesos. National Disaster Risk Reduction Management Council Executive Director Ricardo Halad said damages sustained in agriculture and infrastructure by Mimaropa, regions 5, 7, 8, and 11 amounted to over 1 billion pesos. Some 14 areas in Mimaropa and Region 8 were placed under a state of calamity. Affected families are placed at over 425,000, or equivalent to 1.7 million persons living in 2,471 barangays. 810 families, or 3,473 persons, are still being aided inside and outside evacuation centers. Some 688 families are still being aided in 28 evacuation centers, with 142 families being helped outside. Halad said the NDRRMC is still validating reports that 41 persons were killed and another 44 went missing during the weather disturbances onslaught. Meanwhile, families severely affected by Urduha received 103.3 million pesos worth of assistance. NDRRMC spokesperson Mina Marasigan said the aid was extended to families through the Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, and local government units in Mimaropa, Caraga, regions 5, 6, 7, and 8. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
Malacanang defended the appointment of former Customs Chief Nicanor Feldon as Deputy Administrator of the Office of Civil Defense despite his detainee status at the Senate. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said President Rodrigo Duterte expressed his trust in Feldon by giving him the presumption of innocence and a chance to still serve in government. Roque stressed that the Office of Civil Defense creates policies in response to calamities and other situations of national concern. Roque said the chief executive believes that he cannot judge Feldon based only on accusations, especially that he has principles as a member of Magdalo. Feldon is detained at the Senate for snubbing a public hearing on the 6.4 billion peso Shabu shipment that slipped past the BOC. Roque, meanwhile, said it will be up to Feldon whether he will appear in future Senate inquiries due to his new post. The Board of Investments has approved the 490 million peso sugar mill project of the HDJ Bayawan Agri-Venture Corporation, or HBAC, in Negros Oriental. HBAC Sugar Mill plant in Barangay Bugay, Bayawan City has a capacity to produce about 427,000 bags of 50-kilogram raw sugar annually. It will also produce 7,665 metric tons of molasses byproduct annually. The operation of the sugar mill started this month, employing 151 personnel. BOI Managing Head Seferino Rodolfo said the establishment of the new sugar mill plant will dramatically reduce cost of transporting sugarcane among farmers by as much as 600 pesos per ton. HBAC is a part of the over 616 billion peso investment approvals of the BOI this year. The Calamba City Government will fully implement the Masa Masid program of the Department of Interior and Local Government. The DILG program against anomalies, corruption, illegal drugs, and criminality will follow new guidelines providing for dedicated communication and personnel working 24/7. DILG City Director Lenny Bautista said that the implementation of the mass-based program will involve use of a hotline, a dedicated number for Masa Masid reports working 24/7, email, SMS, and a drop box to be installed in barangay and PNP stations. Calamba's 54 barangays have formed their respective Masa Masid team and volunteers and the technical working group and steering committee. Masa Masid may also bar the entry of groups or individuals who wish to spread fear through violent extremism and other threats to peace and security. Alan Zacarias, City Administrator and Presiding Officer, has endorsed the request of Bautista for the full implementation of the Masa Masid program in the city. The Department of Labor and Employment granted some 1 million pesos worth of livelihood assistance to the graduates of the Alternative Learning System, or ALS, in Lubao, Pampanga. Raquel Lugtu, Lubao Public Employment Services Office PESO manager, said the grant was given to the 210 beneficiaries in the form of starter kits and business startup equipment. 500,000 pesos was used to purchase bakery equipment for 40 graduates of the ALS training on bread and pastries. The graduates have grouped together to establish a new business under the name Lubao ALS Bakers, which aims to supply bread and pastry products to Lubao public schools. The other beneficiaries have undergone a month-long training on massage therapy, electrical installation and maintenance, and hairdressing. Each were given their own starter kits. For her part, Dole Pampanga Chief Arlene Tolentino thanked the local government unit for its support in the implementation of the Labor Department programs. Up next, 19 more persons are hurt by firecrackers in the latest monitoring by the Department of Health. Actress Liza Soberano tops a social media group's list of the 100 most beautiful faces of 2017. These and more when the PNA Newsroom returns.
Liwanag ng araw, muli nang sumisika. Dilim ng kahapoy tuluyan ng napapawi. Dito sa Barangay Sagnusongan sa lungsod ng Marawi, maginhawang bukas ay ibabangon muli.
Wag ho kayong mag-alala sa inyong pagbabalik. Nandito po ang inyong gobyerno, ang national government, ang local government, ang different sectors na handang tumulong po sa atin. Subalit po, ang mga tulong na nabanggit ko po ay hindi po yan sapat, kundi tayo po mismo mga taga-Marawi. Tayo po ay magkaroon ng sariling inisyatibo. Gawin po natin ang ating makakaya nang sa ganon ay makabangon po tayo muli.
Ang minsay ko lang, bumangon tayo ulit. Kaya natin to, kayang-kaya natin. Kaya pagsikapan natin makabangon ulit.
Ang minsay ko dito sa mga constituent ko dito sa barangay namin, magtulong-tulong para umangat ulit. Kasi kung walang pagkakaisa, mahirap umangat ng isang community.
And I can say that as chairman of the Task Force Bangon Marawi, we are on the right track and we are doing our best to ensure that the Marawi City and Del Sur will really achieve what we call Task Force Bangon. So they will rise up from this conflict.
I will see to it that Marawi will rise as a prosperous city again.
The Department of Health Epidemiology Bureau reported a total of 19 firecracker-related injuries with 1 amputation on Thursday. The fourth recorded amputee is a 13-year-old boy from Sipalay City, Negros Occidental, who lost a finger on his right hand after igniting a bazooka, an illegal firecracker. This brings to 61 the total number of injuries recorded since December 21. Of the 61 injured, 58 were male, 49 were active users, 48 occurred on the streets, and 41 injured their hands. Some 36 of them handled the illegal firecracker Piccolo. 32 of the 61 cases were from the National Capital Region, with 20 of them coming from Manila. Bataan Bishop Ruperto Santos on Thursday urged the public to refrain from using firecrackers and asked to give instead to victims of calamities. The Bishop of the Diocese of Balanga said the money saved from the firecrackers can be shared to those who are in need, especially the victims of the recent typhoons and the rebuilding of Marawi. He urged the public to start the new year by doing good acts. He added that the common wish of many is to have a happy and peaceful new year, and it can be achieved if everyone is safe from any firecracker injury. NLEX guard Kiefer Ravenna was named the first PBA Press Corps Player of the Week for the 43rd season. The 6-foot combo guard opened his account with a double-double of 18 points in just 3 quarters and 12 assists. He led NLEX to win over Kia in a scoring spree last week. On Christmas Day, he scored 14 of his 20 points against Global Port in the second half while making 4 steals to lead his team to another victory. Ravenna got the nod of the reporters covering the games over NLEX teammate J.R. Quinyahan, San Miguel's Junmar Fajardo, Ginebra's Greg Slaughter, Meralco's KG Canaleta, and Rainer Shine's Bo Belga and Raymond Almazan. The independent critics, led by film critic T.C. Candler, hailed Filipino actress Liza Soberano as #1 in the 100 Most Beautiful Faces of 2017. Soberano bested 90,000 celebrities, including Hollywood favorites such as Keira Knightley, Natalie Portman, Sophie Turner, and Emma Watson. Second on the list this year is French model Thailaine Blondeau, followed by Taiwanese singer Tzu Yu Cho. Soberano is the first Filipina to top the list since it was established in 1990. King Domingo took the 98th spot, while Nadine Lustre placed 78th and Catherine Bernardo in 60th place. Meanwhile, the 100 Most Handsome Faces of 2017 by independent critics has Daniel Matsunaga at 88th place, Soberano's love team partner Enrique Hill at 61st, and actor James Reid at 4th. Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's headlines. Malacanang vows to defend the proclamation to extend martial law in Mindanao before the Supreme Court. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council reports about 2.1 billion pesos worth of damage caused by Typhoon Urduha. 19 more persons are hurt by firecrackers in the latest monitoring by the Department of Health. And actress Liza Soberano tops a social media group's list of the 100 Most Beautiful Faces of 2017.
Davao City Vice Mayor Paulo Duterte and brother-in-law attorney Manasseh Carpio are asking for at least 6.6 million pesos in damages from Senator Antonio Trillanes IV. The two accused Trillanes of maligning them during a radio interview in Cebu City last September 2017. The senator allegedly accused Duterte and Carpio of conniving with LTFRB 7 Regional Director Ahmed Quizon in extorting from Uber in exchange of their franchise in the said region. In their affidavit complaint, both complainants denied Trillanes' accusation, calling it as nothing but a black propaganda at the expense, damage, and prejudice of plaintiffs and the Duterte family. Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio meanwhile expressed her support on the legal action taken by her husband and her brother against Trillanes. She also dismissed the senator's claim of harassment, saying that it was Trillanes who was the first to harass them. Duterte and Carpio filed a case at the Office of the Clerk of Court on December 27 and was electronically referred to Regional Trial Court Branch 15 under the sala of Judge Mario Duaves. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Benti Shorna.
2018 is just around the corner. For more stories, please log on to www.pna.gov.ph or visit the PNA page on Facebook and Twitter. And that's your daily dose of the hottest news and the latest information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm William Theo. Good day.